understand more in terms of the markets, today we're joined by Soni Patnaik, Assistant Vice President, Equity Broking Group at JM Financials. Soni, thank you so much for joining in with us as always on Markets at Noon. Soni, I want to just understand, after that outperformance we actually saw coming in from the broader markets, today we're seeing a bit of a decline. Now, is this a beginning of a bit of a correction that we could see in the mid-cap, small-cap, or is this just a short blip that we're seeing here today?
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me on the show, and good afternoon to all the viewers also. So, like you rightly said, yesterday we've seen Bank Nifty take that leadership. It crossed above 44,100 resistance, and it was able to hold and sustain above it. Today, it has been quite a dragger. I think Nifty is the one that has broken a major support of 19,300 to 19,250 spot, that band entirely. So, right now, what we see is that the call writers are getting quite aggressive at 19,300 strike level, and even if you look at put writers, they are struggling to make the position at 19,300. So today would be a make or break level, we believe, as a weekly closing. It has to be either above 19,350 for the put writers to gain some confidence, or maybe perhaps below 19,300, then bears will have an advantage. On the downside, if it's closing and it's breaking below 19,250 again, so you would see some more panic selling when Nifty can actually head towards 19,100 odd levels. It's the Bank Nifty that is holding quite well today. I think that could be a game changer. It's at a make or a break level. So 44,000 and 43,900, that spot, that band range is very important for Bank Nifty to hold. Maybe Bank Nifty could be the one that can save Nifty from getting dragged even lower further. So if 43,900 is holding, you can see Bank Nifty bounce back up to 44,500 to maybe 44,700 once more. Perhaps if it's breaking, then maybe both indices would again see some more panic selling. I think it's very important for not to jump into any positions instantly, and look forward to how the weekly closing is happening. So I think it's a 19,300 that's a break or make level for Nifty. Likewise, 44,000 would be a make or break level for Bank Nifty today.
Surely keeping an eye out on those make or break levels for the Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. Soni, I just want to talk about some of these individual stock names as well. Yes, today we do have news flow coming in for Shopper Stop. Trent also is under pressure. And these stocks have seen a decent up move in the recent time. How do you view this correction? As any view that you have on the technical terms for both these stocks, Shopper Stop as well as Trent?
So if we look at trend, I believe, it has rallied quite well from a medium term. If I have to look at from a 1,200 odd perspective, it has rallied above 2,000 level. Even now, if you look, it is showing quite good strength, because, that 19,800 is something that it was holding on to, and 1980 is that level. So I think that's the important level for the day even to hold on to. It's if it's not breaking below that, then perhaps it could be more bounce back, and medium term perspective, this stock is still giving you a lot of strength. It can go towards 2,200 to 2,300 odd levels as well. So I think it's if you get the chance to accumulate on any dips, trend would be a very good accumulation for dips even at this level. On the downside, 1980, 1950 is a strong support for short term trading perspective. If you're looking for a maybe medium term perspective, then you'll have to wait till 1900 as a good support it can hold on to. If you look at the other stock of if you're mentioning Shopper Stop, then this stock has also done quite well. It's holding on to good levels, but perhaps today could be a little bit of a dragger. If we talk about a medium term perspective, then this could be a very strong support. If of 700, 718 could be a very good support. If it's able to hold, then there could be some bounce back. You'll see in this level back again to 780 odd levels. But if it's breaking 700, 718, that support band, there could be more panic selling coming in, and you can see the stock falling up to 620 odd levels. So maybe out of these two stocks, Trend is the one that is showing you far better strength, and it's a very good level and attractive level for you to accumulate right now on dips.
Soni, let's just pick up a sector, pharma. That had been, when I'm looking at it, just in the last 5 months, we've seen gains consistently coming in for Nifty Pharma. Now, just looking at it a bit on the weekly basis, when you look at it, we're seeing a bit of a correction coming in here in terms of the weekly basis. Last week also, Nifty Pharma actually closed in the red. And, in this trading session also seems like this week also it will be closing in the red, likely Nifty Pharma. So what is your view coming in on the Nifty Pharma? What are you looking at in terms of here?
So, Nifty Pharma no longer, I believe, is a defensive sector. I think, it has given good rally. It has shown the strength when markets were struggling, and, there was a lot of sector rotational, but has been consistently outperforming other sectors for the last 2 to 3 series, if we look at from derivatives perspective. Right now, of course, there is some profit booking coming in because all these stocks from pharma, they've rallied so well, there could be some profit booking. If I just have to look at a technical perspective, on the index itself, then of course I think it's holding on to a support of 15,000 to 14,900. If it's holding, then perhaps there could be another bounce back. But maybe it's time for pharma to see some profit booking, and it'll give the investors or the traders that dips view, or that level where the stocks can fall to an attractive level for them to accumulate or re-enter usually have played out in this sector, with a lot of stocks falling, and but then there could be also some good picks out of it. I believe that stocks like Dr. Reddy and Lupin, they are still performing quite well. So if you're getting the chance to accumulate or re-enter on dips in pharma industry, that could be quite well. However, I would still advise to wait for till 14,900 odd levels is tested, tried and tested. If it's holding, then it'll be good for bounce backing. But right now, I think it's a bit of a pressure. There's a lot of profit booking seen in this sector as a whole.
And Soni, as of now, then in this current market scenario, what are your top picks that you're looking at?
So I'll give one something that we've seen in Asian Paint. Asian Paint has been, multiple times it has tested the 3150 levels, and it has bounced back. So we required a, small breakout in that level. So 3200, it gave that breakout, and it has been sustaining quite well. So I think first buy pick would be in Asian Paints, and you can keep a stop loss of 3150 in spot. I believe it is heading up to targets of 3400. So this is a first pick. The second pick would be in Petro HPCL. I think Hind Petro is also giving you some similar formation of bottom fishing, and the 255 is at support where it is holding quite well. So if keeping a stop loss of 255 Hind Petro can bounce back to 274 to 283 levels. There's a third pick I would like to discuss, would be a conditional sell. It would be in Exide industry. So Exide, if we see in futures, it has been holding on to 258 level. Today also, I think it tested to around 259. So it's a conditional sell. If Exide is breaking 258, then it becomes a sell. I believe from there it can fall up to 246, 244 odd levels. And if it's not breaking, then of course it will be important to watch that level. You can keep a stop loss of 265 in that case. So these would be the top three picks from my end.
Okay, Soni, thank you so much for joining in with us on the show today and giving us your views. But let's